Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Daily Driver, and this is my Ford Focus 2017, 85,000 miles later. Now, I didn't buy this thing brand new. I actually got it from a dealer, and they got it from Enterprise. So Enterprise basically just keeps their cars until 40,000 miles, and then they sell it to a dealer. So I've driven it from 45,000 something miles all the way up to 85,000 miles. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys the ups and the downs about the car and overall what I think about it. So the first thing is there's some paint damage. Now, I live up north. I live in Ohio, so you're going to run into that. Also, I hit a lot of bugs down here. I don't know if you guys can really see that too well, but you really can't clean it off unless you get some bug tar. I just take this thing through the car wash. So yeah, it's just a daily driver car. Moving on down to this side right here. Actually, this front panel right here, there's like a gap right here, and it used to be closer. Now, I haven't hit anything. I don't know if it's a Ford quality control problem or not, but as you can see, there's a very clear gap going all the way across here, and this used to be tighter. If I can find like a picture of it from when I first got it, I'll go ahead and move it up. Also, you got your regular headlights here that are kind of yellowish, and that's just what comes with the car. I wish they were white, but it is a cheap car. Pretty much moving around to the side of the car, you do have these mirrors. Now, I'll say over time, these mirrors are actually kind of helpful. It's kind of cool to have this mirror here to where, you know, you kind of got like where you can see on the side of the car really easily. But this mirror is actually really cool because you can see further beyond it. So I like the mirrors. Doors, never really had a problem with the doors. You can just, you know, open them and close them. I'm not going to close it all the way because the car's still running. But just nice and silent, just really easy to open and close. So moving on back, here's the back part of the car. Now, here's the funny thing. The back part of the car, I do not like how it looks. Like, I just don't like that tail light. For whatever reason, I like the front of the car, but not the back of the car. The front of the car looks dope. Like, this is a cool look, but the back of the car, just didn't like it. Also, your blinkers, you got your blinkers up on your mirror, which is real cool. So whenever you go turn, this will light up and that'll light up, which is pretty dope. You got just a little short antenna on the back, and it's a hatchback. So it doesn't have a feature where, you know, like you hit the button and it comes up. It's an SE, but it's missing the badge. But all you have to do is just take your hand and just click here and pull that up. So this is essentially how much trunk space you got. I got my little jack here, and I don't know how big this is. I think this is like, I don't know, 2.5 feet by 3 feet, but you really can't fit a whole lot back here. Like, you can't stick somebody in here or whatnot, but you just have a little bit of room. Also, sometimes you will have a cover that goes over here. When I got this car, it didn't have a cover. When I went to Ford, they said it cost like $270 to replace it. So I really didn't feel like paying that much money. Also, these little arms, they're still working, but sometimes they'll get a little stuck. So you might have to put some grease on there to, you know, lube it up or whatnot. I actually just washed this. That's why you still see the moisture down in there. But going around, it's a little dirty in here, but it's not terrible. These are still good, so they're not ripped or torn or anything like that. But that's just coming all the way down through here. I've had to replace the tail light bulb in this side, but this side hasn't gone out yet, so I'll probably just go ahead and replace that bulb before it decides to go out. But just take this and close it down real easy, which is really cool. Now, if you look up in here, there's a little camera right there, and that is a backup camera. Now, you would think you don't need a backup camera on a car this small, but it does come in handy, especially when you're moving in and out of tight places. There's a lot of times where I go to Walmart and I start to pull out and people want to fly past you. So it's good having that camera. That way you can see. So this is pretty much the rest of the car. Now, this is the one thing about going to Walmart that I hate is people will take the shopping carts and they'll put them anywhere. So a shopping cart actually came out and hit my car. And this is one of those times where I actually parked away from everybody else. But whenever you park away from somebody, that's when people want to do stuff to your car or be irresponsible. So coming back around to the front of the car, I have no idea what this is on the windshield. Like, it's the original Ford windshield, so I don't know what the issue is with that. So I don't know if that comes or that happens on the Ford Focuses, but that's pretty much it. Moving around to the inside of the car, and yes, I know my car is dirty, but I don't care. This is a daily driven car. Like, not everybody's gonna have a clean car all the time. So yeah, as you can see here, you get a little notification telling you that the engine is on, it's running. I got the heat on because it's a little cold outside, but the heat works really good. Even after all the miles, I haven't had any issues with it. Haven't had any issues with the with the AC either. So if I pull this in and I close my door, you can see how that mirror looks now. So when you're driving, you can see right up on your window, and then you have that little small part of the mirror to where you can see a little bit further back. So that's always a cool feature. Now, the one drawback about this car, but you should kind of know about it anyway, is the size. So right now I got the seat pushed all the way back, and my seat is kind of vertical like this seat is, but I'm not leaning all the way back in it. But the problem is I'm about 5'10", 5'11" with shoes on, and my head is almost hitting the ceiling up here, and I don't have that much leg room. I got a little bit of leg room, but I really can't stretch out like I want to. Also, if somebody sits in the back seat and they're the same height or around the same height as me, they have no leg room whatsoever. So that is a drawback, but it gets good gas mileage. So as you guys can see here, I'm getting 31.1 miles per gallon, and this is over 3,500 miles. I actually haven't reset this since the last time I got an oil change. So, but yeah, get good gas mileage. You could probably get better gas mileage. I have a little bit of a lead foot, so I could probably get more like 35, 36, maybe up to 40 if I drove a lot better, but that's pretty much what you're getting. Also, I got a check engine light, and I keep getting a check engine light because of a part that I replaced in the engine bay that goes bad. It's a known issue, but I'll show you guys what it is because I forget the name of it. As far as the radio goes, the radio is cool. The sound is all right. Like, you're not going to be able to really bump, the music like you really want to, but it's not horrible. Like, it's okay. The dash layout is pretty cool if you need to make a phone call. You can also answer and take phone calls from the wheel as long as you connect your phone through Bluetooth. And we got, my kid's little mask up here for, whenever we go to the store. But this is pretty much your passenger side. I'm in IT, so I'll usually ride with my iPad and my laptop up front. I got to vacuum the carpets, but if you have a passenger, once again, pretty much the same amount of room. If they're riding in the passenger side, if they're kind of taller, you're going to have to lean this back. So that's pretty much it. You do have a little grab handle right here, but you don't have a grab handle right here. So I really don't know what the point of that is. Like, I understand, like, if you're a passenger and you need to climb in and you might have a disability or you need some help, that would be cool. But for whatever reason, Ford decided not to include it over here. So I don't know, maybe you guys could let me know down in the comment section what the point of that was. As far as everything else, the front part of this is cool. I really don't have too many issues with it. You do have a cigarette lighter here, and this is where I plug in my little accessory to charge my phone, because down inside here there's a USB connection, but that USB connection will charge your phone dumb slow. Like this connector down here is actually a fast charger or whatnot, so I can charge my tablet, I can charge my phone and all that stuff. Another thing is, if you eat food in your car like I do sometimes, you will collect some trash up in here. So I already know it's going to be some people upset in the comments, but I'm just trying to give you guys a straightforward review because, life happens. Like, not everybody's going to keep their car 100% clean. People are going to eat, especially if you got kids and stuff. You're going to deal with that. But hey, whatever, right? You got 2 cup holders that really aren't too large. And then I'm going to go ahead and move around to the back so I can show y'all how much space you don't have in this car. But moving back around, I'll close this back a little bit. All right, so here's basically the back seat. So as you can see, there is not a lot of space between basically this, I don't know if you call it a pillar or where you sit, but if you stick your leg down, my hand is about 8 inches long. So if you look from here, that's about 6 inches of clearance behind the driver. So if somebody's my height, they're gonna have their knees right in my back. So I'm gonna feel that. So this is not exactly the best passenger car. Also, with the seats, they're cloth, so they get dirty real easily. Sometimes when I have my kid or other little kids jump in here, they dirty up the seats. So you really have to clean this a lot. I didn't get leather or anything. I just got cloth. So that's just something you're going to have to deal with. You got your seat belts. You got your mid-row seat. You don't have anything where this flips down or anything, like the little part that comes down here. But this entire seat will come down. If you press this button, you can flip this all the way down. That way you have more trunk space. That's my kid's car seat. So for you guys who are, family men, family women, you got kids and stuff like that, you can see how much space you basically have and don't have. Now, this is one of the biggest issues that I have with this car. Yes, I know it's small. My kid's about 3, but as you can see with this car seat, which is a Graco car seat, and you can see how much space you have here. This car seat takes up the entire seat and you have no space. So if your kid wants to put their feet up on the back, they will. As you can see, there's a bunch of stains back here because my kid likes to rub his feet up on there. I've cleaned it a couple of times, but I got to clean it again. There's absolutely no space. So if you got a kid and you need this to be a family car, you might want to get a cover for this or expect to clean this every single week. But I mean, the main thing about this car is it's cheap. It's supposed to be good on gas mileage. And that's pretty much it for the interior. Another favorite feature of mine is the fact that this is a hatchback and you got this blade here. It really helps in the winter. It really helps in the rain whenever you need to see when you're driving or whatnot. So that's another plus. And we're gonna go ahead and open up the hood so we can take a look under the hood. So coming back around. So if you look down up in here, you got your latch right here. It's yellow. You should be able to pull up on it. Now, once again, this is a cheap car, so you don't have like the little, what you call it, things to hold it up. I don't know, the rods, but you basically got this to hold it up. So with this being a Northwestern car, there's some rust that's gonna happen. I could probably knock it off, but it's not too bad. This is what it looks like without the engine cover. My car came without an engine cover, so I'm kind of just living without it right now. And here's your coolant, hoses, pulley, where you put your window washer fluid in. The one thing that sucks about it is it comes straight off. At one point, there was probably a ring on it, but all the heat and it being hot and cold, it'll come off. So that gets annoying. Airbox, fuse panel, your battery. The one thing that I absolutely hate about this car and this battery is, one, this really stupid cover. Like, it really doesn't go on there too well. And two, the battery is all the way up in there. So it's not like most cars where you have direct access to the battery. You have to really finagle with this thing to pull it out. I actually couldn't get the battery out myself. I had to take it to Walmart for them to change the battery. Now, taking it to Walmart was actually cheaper to get the battery than it was to go to AutoZone, but I still think it's really, really dumb. Also, since this is stuck all the way up in there, let me take this back off. If you were to ever need to jump it, you can't connect the other cable directly to the battery. You actually have to put your, red cable here and your black cable there to be able to jump start the battery. You can also charge it, because I have a battery charger at home, using this in here, but it's not as fast as if you were to go directly to the battery itself. So that's a little bit of a drawback, but hey, that's what you got. So as far as the engine goes, the engine's been pretty good. I haven't had too many issues with it. Now, talking about the part that's giving me the engine code that I had earlier, whatever this part is, I forget what it does, but I had to replace this part because this part had went bad. So if you guys can tell me exactly what that part is, with the green on there, let me know, and we could talk about it in the comment section. But I had got an engine light, and then the car would like sputter out really, really bad. Like, sometimes I would drive, and whenever I would slow down, it would like pup, and then just go out, and then I have to start the car back up. So once I replaced that, still got the engine code. I went to Ford, and they basically were like, yeah, you're gonna get that code if you use an aftermarket part. So I guess I'm kind of stuck with that until I can get the original Ford part. But if you guys know a way around it, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the engine and the front part of this car. I go ahead and take this back down. So overall, would I recommend this car for somebody to buy? Yes. Would I recommend it be a good first car, or somebody who just, needs to get from A to B or wants to save gas? Yes. As far as like the get up and go, it's a little sporty sometimes, but if you really lay on the gas, you really find out how much of a basic car it is. Just the cons, just the stuff that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, the looks, some of the features aren't too cool. You don't have a lot of space. Another thing I don't exactly agree with is the fact that you have disc brakes up front, but you got drum brakes in the back. So I don't know if that, is like a cost saving measure or something like that. I'm pretty sure one of you guys that knows way more about cars can tell me. I'm just an average car channel. I'm not too crazy about cars, but I'm just trying to get this thing going. So, but yeah, that's just the other thing I don't like is the drum brakes. Just give me disc brakes all the way around and make life so much easier. But that's pretty much it for the 85,000 mile review / walk around. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. But all right, y'all, take it easy. Peace.